Welcome children. In the last video we studied about the ray diagrams of spherical mirrors, and today we are going to study about uses of spherical mirrors. Spherical mirrors mainly are of two types, concave and convex. So first we can study about uses of convex mirror. Convex mirror, and this convex mirror is mainly used as a rear view mirror. It is used as a rear view mirror or side view mirror in automobiles. The reason is this convex mirror always produces virtual, erect and diminished image. Virtual, erect and diminished image. So this convex mirror always produce virtual, erect and diminished image. That means image will be always straight as well as diminished. So since the image is diminished, this convex mirror can cover a larger area. That means this driver can see a wider view. We will be getting a wider view. That means he can see the traffic behind his vehicle. So it can give a wider view. This convex mirror can give a wider view in smaller size. It can cover a larger area behind the vehicle. So that is the reason we are using convex mirror as rear view mirror. Then second one, convex mirror is used as reflectors in street light. Reflectors in street light. I already told you convex mirror is a diverging mirror. So since convex mirror is a diverging mirror, because light rays will be diverging here, that is the reason we are using this convex mirrors reflectors in street light. Because in street light means light rays have to be diverged. So that is the reason we are using convex mirror as reflectors in straight line. The next one, we have to study about uses of concave mirror. A concave mirror is mainly used as a shaving mirror. Shaving mirror. The reason is whenever this object is near to the concave mirror. Suppose this is the object and concave mirror is here, and if the object is near to the concave mirror, this mirror can produce an enlarged image. So if you are keeping our face in front of the concave mirror, so what will happen is you will be getting a very large, very enlarged image. That is the reason we are using as shaving mirror. So when the object is near to the concave mirror, the image will be enlarged or magnified. We will be getting magnified image. So that is the reason we are using this concave mirror as which one? Shaving mirror. And also another one use is, it is used as reflectors. Reflectors and torches. In torches as well as headlights of vehicles. Headlights of vehicles. So we can use this concave mirror as reflectors and torches and headlights. In reflectors and headlights, the reason is we know that concave mirror is a converging mirror. So here light rays will be converging. That is the reason we are using this concave mirror as reflectors and torches. In torch we can see the bulb inside, and this bulb is actually placed at the focus part of the concave mirror. So focus part means we know that whenever an object is at the focus, whenever the source is at the focus means it can produce a strong parallel beam of light. So this torch can produce a strong parallel beam of light. That is why we are keeping this concave mirror as reflectors and torches. This bulb is actually placed at the at the focus of this concave mirror. So whenever the object is at focus means it can give a strong parallel beam of light. So these are some of the uses of spherical mirrors. Okay. So next we can study about the sign conventions in reflection of spherical mirrors. Sign conventions. So whenever we are studying about spherical mirrors, we have to study about the sign convention. So here we are using the new Cartesian sign convention. Sign convention used in the case of reflection by spherical mirrors is new Cartesian sign convention. New Cartesian sign convention. sign convention. So for that, first of all, I am drawing a concave mirror here. So this is a concave mirror. And I am placing this concave mirror in an axis, that is xy plane. I am keeping this one. Okay. So this is the pole. It's a pole, and I am drawing the x-axis here. So this is the x-axis, means actually this is the principal axis. The imaginary straight line passing through the pole can be called as principal axis. So actually here, according to sign convention or Cartesian sign convention, we can say it is a x-axis only. So this is the x-axis, and I am drawing an y-axis here. This is the y-axis. So for reflection spherical mirrors, we are considering which Cartesian system? New Cartesian sign convention. So in this, first of all, I am taking a concave mirror and we are placing in the xy plane, and this pole can be considered as the origin here. So we know that in xy plane, so the meeting point can be called as which one? Origin. So here pole is considered as the origin. The first point is pole is considered as the origin. Pole is considered as the origin, and this principal axis, this line passing through pole and center of curvature can be called as principal axis. So here this principal axis acting as which one? X-axis. So second point is principal axis acting as which one? X-axis. So x-axis means it may be principal axis. Okay, and normally we are keeping the object only on the left hand side only, because here this part is a reflecting part. Okay, the mirror is having two parts. One is reflecting, other one is non-reflecting. So normally always we are placing the object only on which side? Only left hand side, because this part is non-reflecting. So always we are placing the object only on the left hand side. Suppose here, somewhere here I am keeping the object. So this is the object. So first point we can take it as this pole is considered as the origin. Okay, so in this the new Cartesian sign convention, pole is considered as the origin. Then second point, principal axis taken as which one? X-axis. Then next one I am taking, this object is always placed on the left side of the mirror. So always we are keeping object only on the left hand side. We will not keep object on the right hand side of the mirror. So we are keeping object only on the left hand side. Okay, and all the distances, next point, so always object on left. Object on left hand side. Okay, and all distances we are measuring from the pole. So all the distance, we know that in the normal Cartesian system, we are measuring distance from the origin only. So here pole is taken as the origin. So all the distances parallel to the principal axis are measured from which point? From the pole. So all the distance we are measuring from the pole. So I am writing the points one by one. First one. So I told you this here, the system we are using is new Cartesian sign convention, and then the first point I am taking as pole is taken as the origin. Once again I am writing neatly here. Pole is taken as the origin. Pole is the origin, and principal axis is taken as which one? X-axis. Principal axis taken as the x-axis. Then third one, object is always placed on the left side. So object on left hand side. Left hand side. So always we are placing object only on the left side of the mirror. Then next point, all the distances are measured from the pole. So all distances parallel to the principal axis. Parallel to principal axis are measured from where? From pole. From pole. Okay, so this much points we studied now. First of all, pole is considered as the origin. The next one, principal axis taken as which one? X-axis. And object we are always placing on the left hand side. And distances parallel to the principal axis are measured from the pole. So all distances we are measuring from the pole itself. Then distance towards right. Distance towards right of pole is positive. That is distance measured towards right of the pole. Towards right, distance measured towards right is taken as positive, and distance measured towards left is taken as negative. So next point, distance towards left. Distance towards left is negative. So this side it is negative. Clear? So distance is measured towards right of the pole is taken as positive, and distance measured towards left of the pole is taken as negative. And similarly, heights measured above the principal axis. Here object we are placing above the principal axis. So we are measuring this height above the principal axis only. So distance measured above can be taken as positive. So like this. So distance is measured above. Distances measured above can be taken as positive, and distance measured below can be taken as negative. Suppose here I am placing the object and we are getting the image somewhere here. So somewhere here I am getting the image. Okay. So this is the object. AB is the object, and suppose A dash B dash is the image. Okay. So here we are getting an image, inverted image. So the image we are getting below the principal axis. Okay. So distance measured below the principal axis taken as which one? Negative. So this one will be negative. Distances measured below the principal axis can be considered as negative, and distance measured above can be taken as positive. Okay. So some of the points I told you. So these are the sign conventions. First one, pole is considered as the origin. Then principal axis is taken as the x-axis. Then object we are always placing on the left hand side only. We will not keep object on the right hand side. Always object will be on the left hand side only. Then distances parallel to the principal axis are measured from pole only. So all the distance we are measuring from the pole. Suppose it may be left or right. Always we are measuring from which point only? From the pole we are measuring. This pole is acting like the origin. Okay. Then distances towards right is always taken as positive. Suppose we are measuring to the right of the pole, it may be positive only. If the distance is measuring towards the left of the pole, it may be negative. Then distance measured above the principal axis can be taken as positive, and distance measured below can be taken as negative. So below means always inverted image may be below the principal axis only. So it may be negative only. But object always we are placing above the principal axis, so it is always positive. Yes, these are the sign conventions relating to reflection of spherical mirrors. Okay. So why we are studying the sign convention is we have to do problems based on mirror formula. Next we are studying mirror formula. So based on that we have to do some problems. So this sign convention is very, very important. If this concept is clear means you can do the problems clearly. Okay, once again I am telling this very important point. Pole is taken as the origin, and all distance we are measuring from the pole only. And this principal axis is taken as which one? X-axis. And distance measured towards right of the pole is taken as positive, and distance measured towards left of the pole is taken as negative, and distance measured above can be taken as positive, distance measured below can be taken as negative. So these are the sign conventions. Okay. So next we can go for mirror formula. Mirror formula. Suppose I am drawing a concave mirror here. This is pole. And suppose I am keeping one object somewhere here. This is the object. AB is the object. And suppose I am getting the image somewhere here. Somewhere here I am getting the image, that is A dash, B dash. And the distance between the pole and the object can be taken as U. So this much distance can be taken as U. So U indicates object distance. Object distance. That means the distance between object and the pole, because all the distance we are measuring from the pole only. Already I told you in sign convention, all distance we are measuring from the pole. So from pole to object that is taken as U. And similarly, this is the image I told, A dash, B dash, and this much distance can be taken as V. So V is the image distance. V is the image distance. That means the distance between the image and the pole. And suppose this is the focus. Somewhere here is the focus. So this is the focus. And what is this distance? Already we studied focal length. Distance between pole and focus can be taken as focal length F. So F is the focal length. F is the focal length. Focal length. Then the mirror formula is given as 1 by V plus 1 by U equals 1 by F. So this is the mirror formula. This is very important formula to do the problem. So 1 by V plus 1 by U equals 1 by F. Here V means image distance, U means object distance, and F is the focal length. Okay, so based on this we have to do so many problems based on spherical mirrors. So this you have to study clearly. So U means object distance, V is the image distance, and F is the focal length. So this is applicable for concave as well as for convex mirror. Both the mirrors we can use the same formula, that is called as mirror formula. Okay. Next we have to study about magnification. So magnification mainly tells about how much the image is magnified than that of the object. So we have to see how much the image is magnified, or it may be diminished. That can be seen using which one? Magnification. So it is simply a ratio. So here magnification is defined as the ratio of height of image to height of object. So height of image. So it is a ratio of height of image to height of object. Height of object. Okay. Suppose I am taking a concave mirror here. This is pole, and somewhere here I am keeping the object. So this is the object AB, and height of this object I am taking as H. H is the height of the object, and suppose here somewhere here I am getting the image A dash B dash, and image height I am taking is H dash. So H dash is the height of the image. Then magnification can be given by M equals height of image is how much? H dash. So H dash divided by H. Okay, this is one formula for magnification, and we have another one formula for magnification. So here this is the object AB, and this is pole, and this much distance is, we know, U, object distance, and this much distance. So this is image A dash B dash. Then this much distance can be taken as V. So in terms of U and V, we have another one formula for magnification. M equals minus B by U. No derivations are there. You just by heart this formula. M equals minus V by U. There is one formula for magnification. Another one is M equals H dash by H. Suppose height of object and height of image is given, you can use this formula. Suppose V and U is given, means you can use this formula. So both formulas are for which one? Magnification. Okay. Then we have to apply sign convention in magnification. Sign convention. So always we know that height of object may be positive. The reason is the distance measured above the principal axis, or height measured above the principal axis is taken as positive only. Okay. This H is always positive. H is always positive. I already told you in sign convention, heights measured above can be taken as positive. So H is always positive. But H dash is not always positive. H dash is negative for which image? For real images. For real images. That means all the real images are inverted only. So you will be getting the image below the principal axis. So H dash is negative for real images and positive for which one? Positive for virtual images. Positive for virtual images. So once again, height H is always positive. The reason is we are always placing the object above the principal axis only. So the heights measured above is always taken as positive. So H is always positive. Then H dash means height of image. So height of image is negative for which one? Real images. Because all the real images are inverted, upside down image. So it may be negative for real images. and positive for which one? Virtual image. Suppose I am taking a convex mirror. I am taking a convex mirror. Pole and object we are getting here. We are keeping here only. So this is the object. AB is the object. And suppose we are getting the image here. And always we are getting the image above the principal axis only. So this is A dash, B dash. So what about this height of the image here? It is above the principal axis, so it is taken as positive. So if it is a virtual image, that means erect image, this H dash is taken as positive. So for virtual images, H dash is positive, and for real images, H dash is negative. So we can say that magnification is negative for which images? Real images. For real images. The reason is we have the formula m equal to h dash by h. H is always positive. But suppose if it is a real image means what about h dash? H dash is negative. So that means m must be negative. Since h dash is negative, m is also negative. But what about magnification for virtual images? For virtual images, I told h is positive as well as h dash also will be positive. So m is positive for virtual images. Virtual images. Okay. So these are some of the sign conventions relating to magnification. So h is always positive. The reason is we are placing the object only above the principal axis. So h is always positive. Okay. Then h dash is negative for real images and h dash is positive for virtual images. So thereby what about magnification? Magnification is negative for real images. Since h dash is negative here, the reason is here h dash is negative. H dash is negative. Okay. Similarly, m is positive for virtual images. Here reason is h dash is positive here. So you have to think that whenever we are getting a virtual or erect image, magnification will be positive. And whenever we are getting an inverted image or real image, this magnification is negative. Okay. Then one more thing regarding sign convention. Always we are placing the object only on the left hand side I told. Okay. That means what is this distance? Distance between pole and this object can be called as u. So u is, according to sign convention, u is always negative. U is always negative. U is always negative. What is the reason? Because the distance is measured towards left of the pole is taken as negative. So this object is always, we are keeping on which side only? On the left hand side only. So u is always negative. Okay. So next remaining some more sign conventions we can study only when we are doing problems. Okay. Then we can detail study on the next video. So this much only about the spherical mirrors. So spherical mirrors portion now over. So next we have to study about spherical lenses and problems also will be there. Then we can deal in next video.